Uh, I did a 1-week workshop on film direction. That's all I've done. So I figured that was enough to change an industry that had been functioning quite effectively without me for about 80 or 90 years at that point. But with the same arrogance of, you know, someone who's trained outside of India, and I said, I'm just going to come and change it. So through someone, I got to get to this set of this TV serial. I don't know if anyone remembers it from way back, that was shooting, called Veer Hanuman. Lovely. I didn't know so many people watched that. Because the way it was being shot, I really doubted anyone was watching it. But anyways, so I went on the set and the guy said, oh, you speak Hindi and Telugu. We just need someone like you to translate it. And I'm thinking, that was, by the way, episode 63. So I'm thinking, dude, you shot 62 episodes. So who was communicating with the actors if, because the serial was being shot in Hindi, in Hyderabad by a bunch of Telugus. But anyways, I was just too excited to be on the set, so I said, yeah, I'm there. I'll be there tomorrow. So he said, yeah, we'll start filming by 9. So just to be a little safe, I had my dad drop me off. I was there at 8:45, and the studio was closed when I got there. So eventually I convinced people that I was working on the film. They let me in. And if anyone saw Bollywood Calling, there's a scene where the main guy, the white guy, Pat, arrives and it's a completely empty parking lot. That was me. There was no one. The guy who asked me to come at 9 showed up at 12. The actor showed up at 1. And we broke for lunch. Post-lunch, we set up the first shot. And the first shot had, this is the scene where Sita is in the Ashok Van, and she's pining for Ram. And Hanuman throws the ring, Ram's ring, to show that he's the messenger of Ram, and that Ram will come and rescue him and all that good stuff. So the shot that was set up was a what we call a dolly shot. Basically, there are tracks, and you put a trolley on it. The camera is placed on it, and for now, of course, any teleserial has 50,000 dolly shots slamming into the actor repeatedly. Used effectively, it's a beautiful tool, heightens the emotion. I think that's what the director was going for. So anyways, the shot is set up. So picture this, if you will. Sita sitting there. Sita was a little healthy, I might add, which kind of confused me. Someone who's lost her husband and is way out in the jungle. These were observations that only outsiders could make, because the people making it really didn't think there was anything wrong. So I kept my mouth shut. So healthy Sita was sitting under this hideously fake plastic tree against a really horridly painted backdrop. I mean, it's shocking. And it was a serial that went on Sony. So I know for a fact their budgets were pretty damn good. So whatever they were doing with it. So the camera dollies in. Now because I spoke in this wonderfully bastardized American Indian accent, was allowed to sit next to the director. I had absolutely no experience, never directed a shot in my life. I'd done a short film, but anyways, that kind of experience doesn't count. So I was privy to actually seeing what the shot did. So the camera moves in, and we get really close into this big close-up. Healthy Sita is bawling. And I freaked out. I tapped the director and I said, sir, she was wearing blue eyeshadow. I'm sorry, this might not be a big deal to most people, because I'm telling you, Indian audiences are the most forgiving in the world. Because there's no way anywhere else anyone would have accepted I mean, forget the fact that she had tons of makeup, she had blue eyeshadow. So I'm circa whatever 2000 BC, I'm saying, dude, you know, it doesn't make sense. Anyways, the guy looked at me like, you know, shut up, we've been doing this for 62 episodes. So I really don't think you should point it out. And so Sita sat with her half-inch of pancake makeup, blue eyeshadow, and fake glycerine tears. We came in for the dolly shot. She heaved about 4 or 5 times. The director called cut. He was ecstatic. And I left the set and never returned again. Why I give this elaborate story, seriously, is because that was the moment when I sort of realized, being an outsider, I came with what I thought were a certain sense of sensibilities, and I thought I could incorporate that into the existing system that was there. And the beauty of it was when I found that I didn't fit, I said, you know what, I need to step back and make my own film. So that's when I actually wrote Hyderabad Blues. I wrote it, it's the only script that I've written in longhand with a stack of pencils. I wrote it in 7 days. I did some budgeting. And now, story-wise, it's good in the media when you say, you know, I had that moment and then I quit my job and I brought money here and I made Hyderabad Blues. But obviously, it didn't work out this way, thanks to Veer Hanuman. But once I did the budgeting, I went back to the US. I worked for a year. I saved every penny during that year. And I told myself that within 1 year I would return. And finally that day came when I had to go back and quit this job that I had for a year. It was a fantastic job, wonderful corporate job. And when I walked into the vice president's office to give my resignation, here was the leap of faith moment. He said, you know what, I don't want you to leave. So what we'll do is we will give you, I guarantee that you'll be put in corporate marketing in Boston. And just to sweeten the pot, I'm going to give you $30,000 in stock options. And back in 1996, let me tell you, that was a huge sum of money. And I was like, oh man, you know what? Let me go to Boston. I'll take the $30,000. I'm sure I'll have the same kind of drive in another year. What's the big deal here? This though will wait. I can always come back and make a film. Every single, you know, excuse ran in my head, but that was my epiphanic leap of faith moment where I said, no, I think I'll stick to my game plan, and I did that, and haven't regretted it a single day since, because I'm truly doing what I love. All right, we'll go to clip number 4. This is Mentor as Captain.